Good morning. It is 7 a.m. I'm off. Camped with a bunch of hikers yesterday night. Somewhere camped nearby too, but it was funny because she came to our camp and is like, is this the continuation of the Washington Alpine Club? Like, because it was a good amount of hikers in one spot. So that was funny. Anyway, what's the plan today? At least 23 miles. That's all. I did look at the profile, elevation profile. And today is like one big uphill. One big one. Maybe like another small one. But then tomorrow just seems like a little roller coaster. So if I were to get a little bit more mileage done today, maybe that would help tomorrow, because I think tomorrow is gonna be, like complete HIIT training all day long. So today is more like a marathon uphill kind of thing. So let's get this day started. According to a day hiker from yesterday, this fog is to lift, I think, right after this little hill right here. And supposedly, it's the most beautiful scenery he's ever seen. So let's hope this fog lifts, and I'm excited to see the scenery. All right, the clouds have not broken. We've got some pretty sun with the fog, but oh, that's too bad. I really would love to see this. But I mean, this is pretty, but like, oh, okay. We have me and my imaginary friend, I have about 6.2 miles of an uphill now with a 2,200 foot elevation gain. Should be fun. And then I think I'll take a break up there and then just keep walking. There are a good amount of hikers around, which is nice. So you don't really feel alone. River Crossin. I have about 2 miles left on this here uphill, and then I'm gonna have lunch. So this video will come out after PCT Days. So if you went to PCT Days, you definitely didn't see me there, because I'm not planning to go to PCT Days. And there are multiple reasons. Reason number one is I'm getting to Stevens Pass on Friday, and Trail Day starts Thursday which is okay. I could just get there on Friday, but it's 4.5 hours away, and it just seems kind of like counter, what's the word? Counter finale like. Like, I still need to hike from Hart's Pass to the monument, right? So I'm so close. It would just feel weird to go to Trail Days and then have to go all the way back up and then like go to the monument. It would have worked out better if I had gotten it done before that. Then it would work out perfectly. I do want to say thank you to the numerous people who reached out to me to give me a ride. After I had that video where I talked about whether I'm gonna go to PCT Days or not, I got a bunch of emails. If I didn't respond, it's because I saw the emails and then was probably back on trail and couldn't respond. So thank you so much for everybody who offered. Also another hiker named Salty, she offered, and I probably would have gone with her, but again, I decided not to. I would have really liked to actually go because I met a lot of hikers on this time around. Like, I allowed myself to get to know people, and I recently started a list of all the people I met, and boy, there's so many people. So it would be so nice to meet some of them again, right? Because you see them on trail like for a day or two, and then you lose them, and then you see them again. So my plan is to go to PCT Days next year, as well as Trail Days of the AT. So hope to see y'all there, as it will hopefully coincide with my plans for 2025. I haven't really revealed my plans, and I'm not ready yet, but I shared it with a few people, and they say it sounds really fun. So hopefully you'll like it too. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting because the end is coming close. Today and tomorrow could be the potential last days before starting that last stretch to the Canada border. There is a potential that I'll be doing a reroute with somewhere. I don't really want to talk about it a lot because, you know, it could just not happen. But somewhere, of course, the smart woman that she is was able to create a reroute that only involves like 20-30 miles of an actual road walk, but everything else seems like nice forest roads. So if the fires remain as they are, nothing new happens, and somewhere doesn't change her mind about having to do a little bit of road walk, then we will be doing a reroute, which will entail around 190 miles left after our bit of Stevens Pass. But again, that can always change. So I have been doing a lot of thinking, and some things that I feel like I've learned on the trail, and I thought I'd share that with you. The trail wisdoms of PCT 2024 by Roadrunner. First wisdom, you cannot rely on anybody besides yourself. And I talked about that a little bit as I was approaching Kennedy Meadow South. I really feel that's true. You have people around you, but you really can't rely on anybody else except yourself. And it shouldn't be a depressing factor. It should be a actually pretty self-empowering factor, because that means you don't need anybody else to cross, you know, like a mountain. You don't need anybody else to camp by yourself. You don't need anybody else to resupply. It's actually really empowering, but also very realistic, right? The only person you really can rely on is yourself. And that is wisdom number one. Wisdom number two is in order for communication to work, both parties have to be willing to partake. And I learned that at the beginning of my through hike. So that just means communication does not work if another person is not willing to listen and also express their communication. And communication also does not work if there's not any sort of compromising and there's just, you know, stubborn opinions and things like that. Next wisdom is people will judge you without knowing your side of the story, and that's okay. Okay, I sat down to have a little lunch, but I wanted to tell you about the next wisdom, Roadrunner wisdom, and that is a good tramily is a fluid tramily. And fluid like a river, meaning that it's a tramily of people that you enjoy being around, but also that you feel you are accountable to as well as for. Meaning you might not be around them at all times, but we care about each other enough to see where they are, how they're doing, and if they are well. And I really learned this through watching how Somewhere hikes. Y'all know I really admire her. I think she's a big example to me, and I've really enjoyed, especially lately, how we are hiking around each other and how I'm no longer bothered if she's going to a different campsite. It did bother me for a little bit because I wasn't used to that. You know, my old tramily on the AT, we always camped together, and it wasn't until recently where I realized that's really maybe not that healthy to always be on top of each other 24/7. It just always felt like that's how it was supposed to be. But on the PCT, I see a lot of tramilies where they are accountable for each other and to each other, but they're not always camping or hiking with each other. And just watching how Somewhere does it is really something that helped me learn to be okay with that and accept it. Back to hiking. Oh yeah, it's like 1 p.m. I'm at about 5,540 foot of elevation. Well, there's a fire right there. Not sure if that's already a developed one, a new one. Yeah, I never know. River Crossin. First I'll get water. Well, I couldn't get the helicopter on the screen, on the video, but it is a red and white or orange and white. I don't smell any smoke, so I assume it's rescue. But man, helicopter sounds are very, I don't know, it just creates all of that anxiety from previous experiences, you know? So definitely worried about fires when you hear a helicopter. Of course, I'm concerned about anybody who's being rescued, but like fire, That's the scary part. Scary part. All right, y'all, I'm in my tent. Found a spot. I've hiked 26.8 miles today, and that leaves me with 30 miles for tomorrow and the day after. So most likely I'll be doing probably like 20 miles tomorrow, probably a little bit more, but 20, and then that leaves me with 10 to get into Stevens Pass on Friday. It was a quiet day, with the exception to the helicopter. I could not find out what that is, but I'm sure as I'm talking to other hikers, I might find something out. I don't know. So, gonna go to sleep now. Look at the difference in cleanliness. Welcome to Thru hiking.